just unmuted my mic on my phone.
Hello.
Are we good?
Hello.
We good.
Hello. All right.
Yeah, we good.
All right.
You muted your mic.
Okay.
And you turn your phone down. And
Okay.
I turn my phone down.
All right.
All right. So there's no feedback.
Okay.
All right. Hey, what's up, y'all? Good morning, good people. We are back in the studio for another edition of our beautiful program. It is June 22nd, 2024. We are Spades podcast. We have a special guest in the building. Rome, my brother, what's going on?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the square table.
Yes, sir. What's up, bro?
Welcome to the square table.
Yes, sir.
Scoop, go ahead and
Oh, okay.
Put all your stuff out there real quick.
Okay, so I just got two things to just talk about real quick before we get into our topics in the conversation. It's Gemini. The first one is it's Gemini season, and
goodness, bro.
Yeah, it's Gemini season, and my lovely mother turned 61 on the 20th. So I wanted to shout out my mom, and I would not even be here if it wasn't for my mother.
That's all that matters.
Ma, I love you dearly.
Mm-hmm.
You've been there for me since I was born. Come out of you from the YMCA to the elementary school to karate to football to swimming.
Yep.
You was a mom not just to me but to everybody that came around me. You was always everybody's favorite mom. Everybody used to call you Mama Scoop. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Not only you did things above and beyond for me and for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you on JV, you know what I'm saying, if your parents would bring something for it, they just bring something for JV. Or vice versa. My mom wasn't like that. She did it for both of them. You know what I'm saying? Taking people home. I'm trying to go home, Mom. You know what I'm saying? I got homework to do. This after football practice, taking people home, but that was just like the person she is. And what you did for me and my sister and my nephew and to your sisters. She got 5 sisters, 2 brothers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? She a junior too, named after my grandma. And she was like a second mom to everybody. So, Mom, I appreciate you. I love you. And I hope you enjoyed your day. You know what I'm saying? I had to say that to my lovely mother. The second thing I want to get into is we had a couple battle rappers on the show. You know, and we had a nice amount of battle rappers on the show, and 2 of the battle rappers are battle rapping. Vito Cognac, which is my brother.
Vito,
you know what I'm saying, my motherfucking guy, and Rello. They getting at it. I think it's July 20th. King of the Hill card. Mm-hmm. It's a card for a fellow battle rapper, Hank Hill, that was really fired, that ended up passing away suddenly. My condolences to everybody, his family and all that. And they having Showtime Battle League Arena having a card. Then the proceeds go to his family on the 20th. So if y'all want to link in, we're going to have that in the description. Yep. So you can get your tickets and support the cause and listen to some fire rounds from a lot of fire people. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to give you more information on there. But, hey, Rello, hey, tighten up. Hey, when they did the face-off, they put $200 on the floor. Hey, Rello, tighten up because I appreciate you for coming on the show, bro. You know what I'm saying? You my guy. I like your content and all that. My man about to kill you, bro. I'm telling you. Let me look in the camera. My man about to do you greasy, cuz. I'm telling you. You better write, bro. You better take off work some. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. It's going to get dark, and I'm going to be right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. And if you ever do your thing, I'm going to shake your hand, bro. But I'm telling you, you better tune up. And they the opener. They start early first. Oh yeah, so we got to get there early. Like, I ain't doing Nathaniel but that day. You hear me? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I can't wait. Let's get it on.
That's gonna be fun.
Yes, sir. I can't wait, boy. Hey, they both fired too. Hey, man. Hey, I know my man locked in. Rello, you better be locked in. All right, let's move on.
All right, Ron, what's up, bro?
What's going on?
So,
yes, sir.
For those who don't know who you are, introduce yourself give everyone some background on who you are, what you do, where you're from, that kind of thing.
So, yeah, I'm not really good at talking about myself. So,
Oh man.
Give yourself your flowers, brother. Give yourself your flowers.
Listen.
Hey, a great brother named Kitchen Lamar say sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas.
Hey, listen.
You hear me?
If you ain't gonna give yourself flowers, we gonna give you your flowers.
That's a fact. That's
before
why
the
you on the
is
show.
over.
You hear me?
Trust me.
You gotta pop out.
Trust me.
and
That's
show
why you
niggas.
here.
Hey, man.
so my name is Romeo White. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. Grew up in a military family, so Navy brat.
Oh, yeah.
Moved around a lot. A lot of different people, a lot of different states that were, influential for me. After high school, graduating down in Norfolk, I went to North Carolina A&T, so Aggie Pride.
Aggies.
That's up.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for me.
Okay.
I mean, I'm active duty Air Force officer right now.
Okay.
Stationed down at Joint Base Andrews, where I'm the deputy mission support group commander. So definitely been great, almost 17 years now. Looking forward to retirement and moving on to that next career.
Yeah, the irony of military. First of all, thank you for your service.
Yeah. We'll talk because I couldn't do it.
I served 8 years in the Navy, active duty. I'm originally from the area too, and 2 days ago would have been 13 years if I stayed on active duty. So speak to the lifestyle real quick in terms of how it shaped who you are. And even in terms of like your professional work, which we're gonna dive into after this, but just speak to like how the military lifestyle has shaped you to be like what you are currently.
So flexibility, just growing up and moving so much and all over the place and meeting new friends everywhere you go. I think we moved a total of like 6 or 8 times.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so different elementary schools, different middle schools, different high schools, and in different areas of the country. So you kind of got to get used to a new lifestyle, a new group of people, the way that they talk. And one of the biggest things that like really touched me during this point in time was my mom. So she was, being a wife to a military member is a hard job.
That's the hardest job in the world.
It is a hard job. And then to have 3 boys on top of that, and my dad's deployed and gone and, overseas and Cuba, just all these different places, and she held it down.
Right.
So I feel you. When you talk about your mom, I definitely feel you. So just watching that, but also just watching the love between them, just the compassion between them, and just the care just really shaped me. So it didn't matter where we went. We always knew we had those 2. And they were going to hold it down. My dad was going to be the provider. My mom couldn't cook. So he was going to cook. He was going to provide. And then my mom was going to get that love and touch.
See, balance.
Balance, definitely.
Balance.
You said that out loud too.
But that's cool though.
Nah, it's cool though. You know what I'm saying? But when Ma Duke's here, you know what I'm saying? Does she accept it? Like, does she know like she's something there or?
Oh yeah, she knew.
Man.
She knew. So
right.
when my dad was gone, we were eating 5 things. Yak. I don't know if y'all familiar with that. That's like a 757.
You said what?
Yak.
Yak.
Yeah, yak. It's like
Not that cognac.
No, yak.
Oh,
yak,
okay. Well, I don't know
it's
what
like
that
a
is.
noodles. You put some egg in there, some meat, Worcestershire sauce, some ketchup, and you just kind of. It just depends. You might throw some onions in there.
So
Everybody
ramen.
makes it. It's basically like black ramen.
Yeah.
There you go. It's black ramen. It's black ramen.
It's basically ramen, yeah. But
So
except you just
you just put a whole bunch of stuff
spruced
in
it
there.
up.
I didn't know that was a specific name for that shit. I just thought that shit was some ghetto shit that somebody whipped up in it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
We just call it ramen.
Lord have mercy. Everybody got their own way how they cook their ramen. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Like,
How you cook yours?
how I cook mine? Okay,
yeah,
all right.
yeah,
Depends on the mood. Okay? Depends on the mood. Especially when niggas was in college, you know what I'm saying? Because after college, it took me years to eat it again. Because I was eating it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack. You hear what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Because the cafeteria roof cave in, right? Yeah. So the food schedule with the shit was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So they wasn't getting good free food like that. You know what I'm saying? So like the noodles was the noodles was the way. You hear me? So in the microwave, you know what I'm saying? I fill it up.
What's your first step?
My first step?
Yeah.
So my first step is depends on how I want it. Sometimes I crunch it up. Sometimes I don't. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how I want to do something. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I crunch it up. Sometimes I don't. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get some butter. Put some butter in that thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, valid.
You know, you gotta put the butter in there first if you put it in the microwave. You know what I'm saying?
Valid. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You wait it a little marinate if you put it on the stove. Let it marinate. You know, then you put the butter on there. You know what I'm saying? So I do that, you know what I'm saying? And depends on what I got at my disposal. So, you know, I like to use extra seasoning. You know what I'm saying? So, like, because I was buying the packs back to back. So it was always like, I'm going to run out of season, but then I got another pack. Okay. So I would just bam, bam. Then, you know, hot sauce depends if I want it hot or not. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to get stupid with it. If you really... Yeah, what hot sauce got to be a necessity.
That's a necessity for mine.
You know what I'm saying? So, it depends. It really do depends. The less season I have, the more hot sauce I put on there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I might one time.
Yeah, we really going through this.
One time I put some barbecue sauce in it. It was delicious.
Barbecue sauce and ramen, bro.
I did. It was only one time though. It was only one time. I tried it out. You know what I'm saying? I tried it out. But I'm simple. You know what I'm saying? Not too much.
You do it too?
Sometimes. Mm-hmm. And you put some Old Bay on that thing. Huh? Yeah, barbecue sauce. Yeah. That's the only other sauce than hot sauce I put on there.
Okay, I'm with you with the Old Bay.
Yeah, some Old Bay on that thing. Yeah, yes sir.
Barbecue sauce and ramen.
Yeah. It was delicious.
Right,
Only did it one time though.
I'm about to,
it was off of necessity because I ain't had no hot sauce.
I'm about to lose my mind.
I ain't had no hot sauce. All I had was barbecue sauce, and I was like, man.
Oh.
Yeah. So I ain't had the extra seasoning like I like. I ain't had no hot sauce. So I saw the barbecue. I saw the Sweet Baby Ray. Everybody know that's the #1 barbecue sauce. That Sweet Baby Ray. I can put that little bit of that Sweet Baby Ray. That your man, and that was delicious, boy. I'm telling you. Man, put a little some lunch meat in it, or you want to get fancy, get some apple sauce, some shrimp. You know what I'm saying? And then
I'm with you with the shrimp.
Okay. Hey, you eating good? With
Okay. Now what about garlic?
Huh?
What about garlic?
I ain't thinking about garlic when it comes to noodles. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might try it. I just never thought about it. You know what I'm saying? I like garlic on everything else, on my steaks and all that. I ain't putting no, you know what I'm saying? One time my sister had some scallions. I put a little scallions on there, but I ain't too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm simple.
Bro, we just went off on a whole tangent.
We always do that.
We always do that.
We always end up turning around with food, but you know it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm fasting right now. I'm getting hungry, but I'm gonna power through. I'm gonna power through.
I'm gonna shoot you that yak recipe.
Yeah,
I got y'all.
Yeah, nah, shoot that my way.
I got y'all.
He said,
Cause when you say yak, I'm like,
yeah, it's a
I'm
thinking
of a dance. No, I'm thinking of a dance.
I was like, are y'all getting drunk? I was like, but okay, you said egg.
Yeah, it's like
ketchup,
egg, noodles, ketchup, Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Hold on, ketchup?
Worcestershire.
Ketchup?
I mean, ketchup not too far from barbecue.
Killing me, bro.
And you just mix it. Yeah. You gotta eat what you got. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh, I lied to you. A couple times I put garlic butter in my in my noodles.
You put garlic butter in your noodles, but you didn't use garlic.
No, I think I still did use garlic. It's garlic in the butter, but I ain't used the cloves.
Y'all see what I gotta do with
or the mints. I ain't do that. But the garlic butter is torch. Garlic butter go on a lot of stuff. You can dip garlic butter in a lot. It's versatile. It really is.
You might as well just use garlic, bro.
Why?
What you mean what? Bro, okay, try it.
I'm going to try it. But
try it.
With garlic butter, your breath is not going to be stinking like that. With garlic.
I'm not concerned with that. I don't care about that. At the moment, no. Okay, try it. If you don't like it, I owe you 5.
You don't got to owe me 5. I'm just going to tell you I don't like it. I'm just going to tell you I don't like it. I
guarantee you'll like it. You'll like it.
Okay.
All right. Moving on from food.
Okay.
So Rome, so speak on a nonprofit.
Okay.
First of all, why'd you start it?
Mm.
What's your goal? What do you want to ultimately accomplish having the nonprofit? Because actually, you are the first person we've had on the show that has a nonprofit, and that was part of the reason why we wanted to have you on, was that and just everything surrounding it. So touch on that real quick.
So, again, growing up military lifestyle, there was also another uniqueness because my mom battled cancer since I was young. So there was points and times during elementary school where I spent more time at medical treatment facilities than actually at elementary school. And so my mom would do chemotherapy sometimes 4-6 months here and there, and every week, like if we were stationed in North Carolina, we used to have to drive all the way up here to Bethesda.
Wow.
Yeah. To at the time it was like the Naval Hospital.
Yeah. At the time,
their National Medical Center.
Yep.
And so we would have to drive up. It'd be
That's
1 week
bro.
on, 1 week off. She
Yeah.
would do her chemotherapy for that week. Then we would go back home and be right back that following week back up here. So being little, we thinking, oh, we're going on vacation, right? We in a
Yeah.
hotel, we eating food. We would see our mom come in. She would be really weak. And be quiet. My dad would be quiet, just taking care of her.
Yeah.
And so through the years, just seeing that. And when I got older and became a teenager, then it was kind of like, that's when I realized, like, what was going on. So I was at Texas. I was down in Texas at the time, living in San Antonio.
We got to go all the way back to Bethesda.
No, so at that time, she was doing chemo down there.
Okay.
But at first, I didn't know what she was doing, right? So I was a football player, too. So normally, mom support. She would always be, I had played football since I was younger. My mom had always been on the sidelines. Sometimes if the shade wasn't the right way, she'd be on the other team sidelines yelling as I made a tackle, made a sack. And everybody over there, I can hear her, and I'm looking. She the only one yelling from that side. And so she's super supportive. And like I said, strong woman. And as a teenager, once I saw what was going on, I would find her not as engaged, right? So she stopped going to the football game. She would be sitting in the room in the dark by herself. So I didn't really know what was going on at the time. And then my dad told me that her cancer had came back. And it just got super aggressive at that point. So we left Texas, we moved to Virginia, and moved back home to Virginia, to Norfolk. And that's where she wanted to be. So she's doing her chemotherapy.
Talking to the mic.
Sorry about that. So she's doing her chemotherapy treatments. And at that time, my 2 older brothers, they were already out of the house. And so my dad, he was still active duty military. He had to get up at 5 o'clock, go to work. So that left a lot of the taking care of her on me, a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, doing the things for my mom that my mom did for me not too long ago. So helping her with food, helping her wash clothes, just I would get up in the morning time before I went to school. I would make sure everything was situated so that way it would be in reach for her. And then when I got home from school, first thing I would do, go home, check on her, make sure she was good to go, fix her food, helped her walk. So the cancer she had was non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And so it grew up her spinal cord. So she wasn't able to, she went from walking to needing a cane to a full-on wheelchair within a matter of months. Wow. And so as she battled, her walking came back, but then as she regressed, it went right back. Yeah, so it was hit or miss. So just going up and seeing that, and then eventually her passing away, it just created like this void that I definitely felt, right? So going into it, like heading off to college, she was still battling. I saw the decline my freshman year of where it was going, where it was headed, and eventually that June 13th, so not too long ago, 2005, that's when she actually passed away. And I didn't have that moment to really, grieve, right? So probably 4 weeks after that, 5 weeks after she passed, that's when I found out I was going to become a dad. And so within a year of her dying, I became a dad. Full-time college student, full-time dad, working 2 jobs, doing ROTC. And I never had that, break to really, grieve. Because you hit survival mode, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So in college, once I had my daughter, my plans kind of changed. So it went from being focused on something that I wanted to do to being focused on what's going to provide stability for her. And ROTC was that route, and becoming an officer in the military was that route because that's what I grew up with. And so, years pass, and I grew up in a church environment, right? We were there every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Friday. My mom would come. She put the little oil on your forehead with the cross.
Right before you wake, when you wake up,
she
and
praying
right
over
before you
you.
go to bed.
Exactly.
100%.
100%.
Wednesday Bible study.
It's called
Friday choir rehearsal. You know what I'm saying?
It's called anointing.
Hey,
For those that don't know, yeah.
I know it.
I'm talking about for those who don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We catch her praying over us and everything like that. Just praying over
Every
us, praying over
situation.
the house. Yeah, just every situation. And that's how we grew up. And then after losing her, I lost touch with that. Right? Because it just left me with more questions. And even though, I had my dad, great dad, strong dad, I had great brothers, strong brothers, we all were grieving. So all those closest to us, everybody was grieving in their own way. And being a military family that's constantly moving, that's your nucleus, that's your unit, right? So everybody inside my unit is grieving. So I'm just out here just making decisions, right?
Yeah.
And so I would find myself during points in times reconnecting with God. As I moved to different locations, I would find a good church, I would reconnect, and then things would go in a certain direction.
That's what I need to find. I need to find a good church.
I got one for you. I text you about that.
Okay.
It's down in Manassas, though. But it's really good. And so, fast forward, it was recently that I went to this course. It was like a leadership course down at Maxwell Air Force Base, and it was focused on the human element to leading. And so we covered a lot of real dark subjects as far as suicide and death and how to deal with it.
You need to talk about it.
Exactly.
You need to talk about it.
Yes. And that's what we did. We talked about it in depth. And so one of my classmates told this story about how her husband died. And I won't go into all the details, but pretty much she was headed off to deploy to a certain location, to PCS to a certain location overseas, and her husband passed away within 3 days of her leaving.
Suicide.
No.
It wasn't suicide.
It was a medical.
Okay.
That nobody saw coming.
Damn.
Wow.
And so, so he passes away, and she tells the whole story, and looking around the classroom, everybody's feeling it, and you see the tears start to roll down some people's eyes, and tears rolling down her eyes, and then she looks at us and she says, "I felt alone, I was alone at that point because her husband was her support element." The 12 years of her career. And so at the time that I was in that course, that was my only focus. I didn't have work, or I didn't have kids to take care of or anything like that. So I was able to really reflect on that I felt alone. And when I sat there and I just reflected on it, it was just a rush of the past, almost 20 years of just from my mom's death to becoming a father early to just different things you experience throughout the military. I just sat with that. And then I had to pray.
Yeah.
So I started to pray. I got back out of that course, and then I started going to different churches to try to I knew the direction I wanted to go in, but I needed to feel that connection and get back in touch with the the kingdom of God.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually one of my mentors, Ms. Jones, she was like, hey, I got this church that I want you to go to.
Shout out Miss Jones.
Yeah, definitely big ups to Ms. Jones.
You need a Miss Jones in your life.
You do. You
Everybody
definitely
does.
You do. I wish I had her 20 years ago.
Right.
When I lost my mom, to help fill that void. And so she connected me with this church. And as soon as I went in, it's a Living Word and Worship Ministries. And it's down in Manassas. Great pastor. Him and his wife pastor together. His son plays the drums. So it's a really family-oriented place. And I walked in, and you just feel it. And so he was preaching that day, and I remember I went home, and I just prayed. And I just prayed for everything, from my kids to, you know, what's my direction.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, I popped up.
Light bulb came on.
It came on. Got my computer out, and I started typing. And I was like, everything that I experienced brought me wisdom, right?
Right.
Because there's a lot of people who lose a parent, and they go the opposite direction.
Complete opposite.
And there was opportunities for me to go in that opposite direction, but something kept me going. Whether that was me having my daughter or a friend just being like, hey, just keep going. At the time, I'm just thinking it's grit, right? It's just determination just pushing you through, but really it was God.
Yeah, right.
Every step of the way.
Right.
And so I pop up that night. I start to type. I type out everything for the nonprofit. And I'm like, I want to impact those who are in this similar situation that have lost a parent to cancer. Because it's different watching your parent die of cancer, because there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of suffering that you see from the treatments that impact you, especially if you're younger.
Right.
And you see that, it leaves you with a lot of questions. And so that's what pointed me in that direction of, hey, I want to impact those that experience this, and then use me as a guide as far as don't go that route. Like, I'm very thankful for my daughter, but if I can stop somebody from feeling a void of losing a parent by having a child at such a young age, then let me do it. Let me give you that advice. And then, being in the military helps, like, mold that discipline.
Right.
Mold that leadership, that understanding, how important mentorship is. So yeah, that's how I got started. And it took all of one day to type out everything, the direction, the age groups, just all the information just came to me one night, 2 o'clock in the morning. And the next morning, I hopped on LegalZoom. I was like, creating this nonprofit. It's like when God tells you to go, you go, and then everything just kind of falls into place.
Yeah,
I'm so no go, bro.
Yeah, I feel you on that. You know what I'm saying? I can relate to that. When I was 13, I lost my father to liver disease, and the complications of him getting a transplant and all that didn't work out. Ended up passing away. So it wasn't cancer, but I understand what it's like to lose a parent at a young age. I appreciate people like you. You know what I'm saying? Because I had people like that helped me out. We had my old YMCA counselor, or Mr. Ed. You give me that feel. You know what I'm saying? A dude named Waverly Carter. You know what I'm saying? Coach Unk. You know what I'm saying? Fellas like that was in my life that helped me to a path. Because I had a lot of anger, didn't understand. I'm like, we going to church and all that. Like, Lord, why you taking from me? You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of emotion that you just didn't understand at that age. So to you, the nonprofit that you're doing for the people that losing somebody, you know, especially at that age, I commend. You know what I'm saying? Because the struggles of that is crazy coming from people that actually went through that. You know what I'm saying? At that age, I was, a freshman in high school? You know what I'm saying? Going through that. You know what I'm saying? And it was really hard because, you know how people say, you a mama's boy. I grew into that after my dad passed. I was a daddy's boy. You know what I'm saying? I was with my pops all the time. So, like, that struck a chord with me, your journey and your journey into doing what you're doing, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of had the same journey and to what I'm doing now on this show. You know, some of the experiences that I have that people that went through when it comes to the childhood trauma, losing a parent, sexual assault and things like that, you know what I'm saying, that I have personally been through. I want to be a light to the people that go through it. Because hurt people don't got to hurt people. We don't have to. I understand why it happens. You know what I'm saying? I understand the trauma that dictates that, but we have to work on yourself and not let that happen, because it's understanding, but it still don't make it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we understand why you did what you did. We understand the trauma it still don't make it right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you got to get within yourself. Because I had a mean streak, bro, because I just didn't understand why. Why? You know? So to have a program specifically for that, man, we need it. We need it, because I know how I felt in that moment. It took a lot of people, reaching out that wasn't family. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't going to say my family wasn't there. I'm not going to say that, because they definitely was. There's certain people that was. Right. With certain people that wasn't. Right. You know what I'm saying? But the people, that's why one of my things that I say the most is loyalty make you family. Blood makes you related. 100%. You know what I'm saying?
1,000%.
And you got to look at that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many people that you touch that look at you like family because you did that. You know what I'm saying? And I will forever have love for people like Mr. Ed. You know what I'm saying? I will forever have love for them people. You know what I'm saying? Because they was there when I was at my lowest, when I was at the darkest point of my life, when I thought about killing myself, when the devil was working hard, thinking that the wrong parent died, just in a dark place, bro. Just in a dark place. And have people like you in the Lord get you up out of there. Mm-hmm. We need people like that. We need people to teach the message that the Lord is the way. Yes. I don't care what your religion, whatever, just seek righteousness. What you doing? Because when you're in the dark places, you get dark thoughts and you do dark actions. Mm-hmm. When you control that, and you can cipher through that, and knowing that's the enemy playing mind tricks on you. Mm-hmm. When you get up out of that, you feel so relieved.
And you find light.
And you find the light. That's why it's important like this. That's why conversations important like this. Nonprofits, programs, and people like you is so important, brother. Go ahead.
See, you giving you your flowers. Yeah, you made a very, very valid and great point when you said that even though you had your unit, right, you had your village, but God got you through
100%.
all of that. And what Scoop was just talking about in terms of, seek just diving into that spiritual realm. I think a lot of times now we're scared to do that because we have like so many questions, right? Or we're afraid even. Right. But, just in terms of speaking on the Bible specifically, it tells you everything you need to know about life. What to do, what to stay away from, who to stay away from, who to surround yourself around.
Don't take it literal. Listen
Right.
to the message.
Right.
People be like, that's ridiculous. Just learn the lesson from what the verse is saying, brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Speaking more so in the New Testament.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think, and I said this last show, but like a lot of people are like stuck on trying to be cool and wanting to fit in. It's okay if you pray. It's okay if you go to church. It's okay to read your Bible if you're a Christian, right? If you want to be a Christian, it's okay.
Just any religion,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
It's okay to worship something bigger than yourself. And I think a lot of people right now, men and women, everywhere, across the world. I'm not even speaking from a national standpoint now. I'm talking global now. A lot of people are living their life doing whatever it is they want to do and think there's not going to be no consequence. And there's consequences for everything we do. Right? We may not live it immediately, but eventually it will come.
That's a fact.
Eventually it will come. And so that is why, and Scoop could tell you this, you know, anyone I've ever met in my life, I treat them the same way I treat the next person, right? Whether it's a janitor, whether it's the president, I'm not starstruck by nobody.
Hey, people, yo, like when I be meeting new people, are you like this all the time?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's crazy they got to ask you that question.
Yes. Because, you know, I'm a fool.
Yeah.
I'm also a solid individual, too.
Plump fool.
So, yeah, so that could be a lot for people. No, that could be a lot for people.
Right, yeah.
No, real talk.
Yeah.
That could be a lot for people. Because they don't know. You know, are you a jackass or a good dude? Because I don't know. I don't know. You know? You know what I'm saying? That could be a lot for people. So, you know, I had to tell people all the time. I'm like, bro, if my mom was right here, it won't be no different, brother. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's just, it's amazing how people, you know, don't feel that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, you just a person just like I am. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? If I admire a person, you know, I'm like, damn, this really you in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Like I did with Jason, bro. With IDK, bro. We went to school with that man. I never thought I would be starstruck. I'm a dude we went to school with. I didn't know him in Duval. And didn't end up knowing his music. And I found out he went to Duval. And I'm like, dude, like your music is therapy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like when you meet certain people, you're like, damn, bro, like you had like I admire you. Like certain things that I do is from listening or whatever you do, inspiring me. You know what I'm saying? So it's not wrong, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna treat you like a god, but you know what I'm saying? But you a good person that I admire. You know what I'm saying? Like we doing on this show, we give people flowers. Like I admire what you're doing. I admire what you're doing, brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And then far as like another thing I want to say is a lot of people use the Lord or whatever their higher power is as an emergency brake instead of a steering wheel.
As a guide. Right.
But you're supposed to guide you through the worldly ways of this world. You know what I'm saying? Not you just going about your own way and then as soon as something happens, Jesus! You know what I'm saying?
Now go ahead and get into it.
Jesus!
I know you got an example.
You know what I'm saying?
To jump on your point,
Yep.
I felt the change when I stopped being the man the world wanted me to be and moved towards the man that God intended me to be. That's when I felt and saw the change.
That should be a T-shirt.
And a lot of people, young people, don't understand that. You know, because we see the glitz and the glamour, right? Love social media, but there's a lot on social media that makes our youth gravitate towards that type of lifestyle. And it's really, once you stay within the righteousness of God, that's when doors are going to open that no man can ever close, right? That's when you'll get your path and you'll find your purpose. And so,
what I said when Lauren was on the show a couple weeks ago, the story for all of us in this room, across the world, the story is already written on our life, right? Unfortunately, some people are going to die early, right? That's a part of their story. Some people are going to live a long time. That's a part of their story. It's already written. And what I said was it is our responsibility to figure out what that is, right? That's a part of identifying what your purpose is in life, right? Is trying to live that righteous life, right? And the only way you're going to figure out what your purpose is if you develop a relationship with him. Yeah, 100%. Right? You develop a relationship with him, you're gonna get so much clarity on things that you at one point in time thought, man, like I can't shake this. Mm-hmm. I can't shake addiction. I can't shake dealing drugs. I can't shake a life of crime. But it's been documented throughout our history to this day, people who were struggling with something and they had the courage and the sheer will to develop a relationship with him. And the minute they did that, everything changed. Everything changed, right? Because that's part of what the New Testament is, right? We can sin as much as we want, but as long as we repent for our sins, all is forgiven, right? In the Old Testament, it wasn't like that, right? But again, people don't want to go down that road of getting comfortable and starting a relationship with God because it's not cool. Mm-hmm. It's not something that is looked at as, you getting brownie points, right? It's looked at as, oh, well, that's lame, or that's whack, or why are you doing this, or why are you doing that? Why are you going to church? Why are you reading your Bible? Why? Because I want to figure out what my life's purpose is, right? Only way I'm going to figure out what my life's purpose is identifying and figure out how I should be living to get to that. But we're all living without any consequence, without any sort of pushback about anything. Because that's the other thing, too. People don't want nobody to say nothing to them about anything.
Mm-mm. Not at all. You just can't tell your truth or the truth.
I mean, something as simple, and we've talked about this before, something as simple as telling a young boy, like, bro, pull up your pants, right? You barely can do that, right?
True.
Without something happening.
Mm-hmm. Debauchery is celebrated more than righteousness, which is crazy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Bullshit is celebrated, bro. It don't make no sense, bro. And then they like, why are you telling me this? I'm like, bro, like what? Mm-hmm. Why you tell a little kid not to cross the street without looking?
You ready to participate?
Go ahead, jump in. Jump in, Michelle.
Any hoodlums. So just imagine having those same issues within our own, I guess, unit of our culture or whatever, but having to go to companies and talk about wanting to bring charity awareness to our community and they shoot it down or they don't want to participate. That is another outcome of only certain situations or certain companies who don't look like them being accepted. We had such a hard time getting into these medical facilities to get our charity in the door to say, hey, we're having Christmas in July. Do y'all want to participate? We want to bring this awareness to your children who are suffering with cancer at this moment. We want to make sure that they bring a little bit of light into their worlds, but y'all want to talk to us about guidelines, or you want to talk to us about how it's going to make the company look and what is it going to bring into them. No, the money we need is for the families to help with bringing, counselors along to help, counsel them through this time, or to bring a little bit of joy into these children's lives just for the moment. But y'all want to talk about guidelines. Make that make sense to me.
So, I'm gonna just say this, and
that's ridiculous, bro. That's
know.
ridiculous, bro.
I ain't gonna say no names on these hospitals
well,
because I work for one of them. But
I'm gonna say it for you.
No, that's crazy.
I'm gonna say it for you because
that's crazy.
Because number one, I don't care, and we speak truth here. But the pharmaceutical companies control everything.
Those are facts.
And they kill Sebi, man.
They control everything, right? The people at the very tops of those organizations, those some dark individuals.
I'm tough.
I'm just.
I'm tough.
And then how? And I'm not going to get into this because this conversation can go way left. But how I'm gonna just say this: how interconnected the pharmaceutical companies and the food industry is. I'm gonna just leave that there. Y'all do y'all research on that.
That's very true. So I work in psych, so I'm all down with therapy and get into the root of everything, get into the why you do what you do and all those great things. And so my intentions, or our intentions with our nonprofit, is to be able to have counseling sessions for the family who are going through, because you're going to feel how you feel. I can't tell you your feelings are wrong. I cannot say they're not valid.
Right.
I want to know why you feel the way you feel and then address that.
Right.
Because a mom and a husband, a wife and a husband, let me say it correctly, can be upset because the child is sick and they're having a tumultuous time. It has nothing to really do with their marriage, but the fact that they have no control on what's going on with their child.
Right.
And so I'm a control freak. I'll say that all day. I'm a control freak, okay? So if I had that situation, I will be highly upset because I will want to make sure that I'm protective of my child.
Right.
And if I cannot fix what's going on with them, just imagine that turmoil I will have. And then going to God and being like, hey, give me some kind of guidance, because my mind tells me to do the bad things to get this stuff done.
You hear me? But
guide me to the right way to handle this. Guide my tongue so I can speak to these people professionally versus at the side of my neck, which I really want to do. Because sometimes niceness does not go as far as we want to when it comes to the healthcare system. Sometimes you feel like you want to show your ass just a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's not going to get you nowhere. You're going to be the angry black woman, the angry black man, and we have to get around that.
Yeah.
We have to speak with intellect because we know we are smart individuals.
Yep.
We got to use our big words, our bigger voices, our big boy voices, and not speak with such disdain that we're not going to get our point across.
Also has some tasteful sternness to it, too.
Right. Got to have some tact, though.
You know
Having tact is the
Yeah.
main thing. Thinking what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. I always tell people that. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So to get your point across.
Yeah.
And it's very important for us to make sure that when we go into these establishments, they understand what our mission is, what our values are. So that way they understand this is what our point of us coming into your establishments. We want to make sure that we bring some light. And eventually, at some point, as we're growing, we're going to offer counseling sessions. We're going to offer therapy for these people, because that's not what's important when you go into the hospital. What's important is, we're going to give this treatment. Because, for example, my brother has stage 4 melanoma. He's had this since he was 30. He just turned 39 yesterday. If you see him today, you will never know he has cancer, besides he has Verlago. When I say stage 4, they gave him 6 months. 6 months, and he's been 9 years.
Glory.
But at the same time, it's all about mindset. It's all about how you change your diet. It's all how you do things, because right now, because his cancer came back in January, they want to do chemo and radiation. He told them, no, I want to stick to my autoimmune treatment because my cancer is autoimmune based. So I don't mind my color of my skin changing to a white man. He said, I don't care. Give me some spots. But what you're not going to do is give me something that can kill me because that's what you want to do.
Thank you.
Give me some holistic options. Give me some options to make sure that my life is worth something. And that is exactly what, eventually when you have a nonprofit that knows information, that gives information to the people, they'll have other options and they'll know what they can talk about to the doctors, giving different options of, hey, I read this or I did this, or I was talking to my community of people within my nonprofit that can give me, that gave me information of, hey, they have the same cancer I have, but I'm not on that treatment, and their person was in remission for 2, 3, 4+ years, but I have yet to be in remission because they keep pushing chemo down my throat, and I'm losing my hair, I'm losing my weight, I'm sick, my bone marrow's going down, and I have no morale.
And to piggyback off of what Michelle is saying is that's a part of some of the programs that we plan to have in place, right? So starting next month, we're going to start a speaker series. My daughter just turned 18, so the one I was talking about from being in college, she turned 18, graduated not too long ago. And she's actually headed into the Air Force. So
Congratulations.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. So she's going to be hosting this speaker series, and I connected with a couple of friends from A&T. Her name's Uniqua, and she connected me with medical teams from oncology department. And so we're going to sit down with them, talk through the aspects of their job, and then the medical lens. And we're going to start with nurses, get doctors, dietitians, holistic wellness experts, and just bring it all to the platform and just put it out there for more information, not only for the teenagers and young adults, but just for the general audience. So that way, we're bringing that education to the masses.
Wow.
So be on the lookout for that.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. That's one trend on social media that's great. It's all the holistic people out there. You know what I'm saying? I told you about this. I talked about this a couple times. Because, at first you just like, what are they talking about? You know what I'm saying? But then you continue to hear it and you do your own research. You're like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, this can actually help me. You know what I'm saying? I found out I was a diabetic 2 years ago. And I was like, 350? I was like 350. So I was like, man, but I was tired of taking all these pills, and I ain't like how I felt and all that. And then just continued to learn about sea moss. You know what I'm saying? Sea moss and black seed oil.
There you go.
Bardock food root. And I was just like, man, let me try to get some of this and see how it feels. I had to take the pills and all that, and man, it saved my life in 2 years. 2 years till around this time, the summertime, I'm down to 285. So, you know what I'm saying, and I don't got to take a whole bunch of pills and none of that. So I feel that totally what you were saying. You know what I'm saying, but then to still see them having to go through guidelines and stuff like that on Instagram, and them trying to shut them down and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, that's talking about fruit and stuff and natural stuff, and why are y'all shutting this down like it's negative? What are y'all doing? Saying it's false and all that. Did you look it up before you put that claim out there? Because all that they saying is facts.
Right.
But you just don't want it because you're in cahoots with what y'all was talking about. Man, I'm telling you, this shit is crazy. Greed is crazy.
Right.
It's no profit in health, huh? Ain't no profit in health. In the cure.
It's all about money, right? Because these pharmaceutical companies, why not distribute sea moss pills to the masses?
Bro, y'all will make just as much as money, right?
But
right?
See, they make more money prescribing all
that bull
crazy medication because it's going to kill you faster.
That's why they be whispering the daggone side effects in the commercial. This shit is crazy. They say all the good things loud and bright. Soon as you got explosive diarrhea, you can bleed from the house. I'm like, I'm gonna get a high fallout. I'm like, hold on, say that loud. All fast and stuff. I'm like, what? No, what? You know what? I don't even want it. I don't want it. It's worse. The side effects be worse than what you got to have the pill to take care of it in the first place. So hold on. I have migraines, right? And I take this pill. And it might cure the lot migraines, but I might just have violent vomiting. I might have the violent diarrhea, had narcolepsy, fall asleep in front of the wheel. I'm like, wait a minute. I'd rather just deal with the migraines at this point. I'm about to just deal with the migraines. That is ridiculous.
See, this is how the universe be talking to me. Because I suffer from migraines even more so now.
Shit.
On the other side of my service. Mm-hmm. But even even when I was growing up, like whenever I would have headaches, it was almost like anytime I would like look at like a pill bottle, it was just like, what am I doing? Like, why am I about to take this? Right? Because yeah, it may help me in the short term, but in the long term, is it really helping me? Right? So like even to this day, if I absolutely have to, okay, I'll do what I have to do, right? But like all these pills and listen, I'm not taking none of that stuff, bro.
Most of it is because you're not listening to your body. So a headache does not mean that you have a headache for whatever reason. It's you're lacking something. Your body is craving something that you're not getting. And people, I just need to take a Tylenol. No, you don't. You need to figure out what you're missing, whether it's water or it's a nutrient or it's a vitamin or something that you're not intaking into your body. Yep. But we're so quick to pop a pill than to realize that your body is needing something. It's craving something.
Oh, we're a popping pill society.
I think some oranges or something. Go ahead, brother.
Oh no, I was gonna say, and I think that's why education is important, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you got to put it out there and let people digest it and make decisions that they want to make. But you got to get it out there, and I don't think that, I know there's a lot on social media as far as like videos here and there, or Facebook. There might be a couple videos here and there, but sitting down with an expert from various fields across the country, across the world, and just putting it on one platform for people to digest is important. It's important. So,
see, the work that you all are doing, the work that we're doing, as important as it is, and this is why like folks like all of us have to collaborate and essentially create our own stuff, because that stuff is not going to be popular right away.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's not even going to go viral right away, right?
That's a fact.
Right? Because it's not negativity.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? This is all work to improve society.
We pushing P, positivity.
I like how you did that. I like how you did that. Yeah, I mean we are trying to and now I'm speaking on a global scale, right? Because I speak for our community all the time, because like I'm a black man, right? Like that's what my focus is on, is our community.
Not just for everybody though, because we
right.
love everybody.
Right. No, I mean of course,
saying?
right? But
it's just our community lacks unity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta talk to our folks first,
right,
and hope y'all get it. We hope you catch it on cam. We hope you know what I'm saying. You hope we marinate it. But we talking to our people first, and then everybody is a message for everybody. But we talking to our people first. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean so a lot.
Hey.
so a lot of what we are all doing.
You want to say hey? That's cool.
Collectively, and it's. Of course, it's important, but we have to also have to understand too that, there's gonna be those days where those questions arise, like, man, like, am I really fit to be doing this, right? Because when you are pouring yourself into your brand, right, pouring yourself into your profession, and you're not seeing the results right away, sometimes those questions can kind of creep in your head, like, all right, like, am I cut for this, right?
That's a fact.
You are cut for this. You just have to keep at it. You got to collaborate. You got to organize, right? Because we can't do none of this by ourselves.
We can't.
Right? And me and Scoop have talked about breaking bread with each other as a community, because the other communities do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We have one very good example a few hundred miles down to the south, Atlanta. Right? Black folks down there, they break bread. Right? They work with each other. They collaborate. Right? And from a community-wide standpoint, we don't do that.
Well, speaking of breaking bread, now we want to go to lindasway.org. Okay, we want to donate to our charity. Okay, let me just slide that on in there. So we're talking about breaking bread because we need it. Thank you very much.
We make sure we put it in the
You know, we gonna have a Christmas in July coming up, July 30th, and we need y'all's monies. Go ahead and flow that in there. Thank you.
It might be a pay week, so I got you.
It's all right. We also have the Amazon. You can do the little wish list we have. Go on and slide through because the children need things. The children need things. We're talking about breaking bread. Go on and give me that money, honey. Go ahead and give it. Honestly, let me look at my calendar. Hold on. Let me look at my handy dandy notebook.
And while she's looking at that, so when we came up with the concept of the nonprofit, one of the things we wanted to get after was just the cancer community initiatives, right? And one day I was actually sitting down when you talked about Miss Jones, right? So I'm sitting down at the National Harbor and I'm watching the kids play. And she's a cancer survivor herself. And so we're just talking, discussing, and the kids are playing in the sand. And it's like, not all the kids have this opportunity. Not all the kids are going to be able to go on summer vacations and go to summer camps. They're going to be fighting, right? And for those family members, from my standpoint as well, having experienced that, you're right there with them, so you're not really having that enjoyment. You're not able to travel because you're right there next to whoever is going through it. And so we wanted to bring some joy to those families and to those kids. And so growing up, we used to have this. ABC used to run this event called like Christmas in July, where they play all the Christmas movies and shows and stuff. And so it was just like, hey, let's put this together.
You use the same concept, but it's something.
Yep, use the same concept.
Yes, sir.
And so I approached a couple of hospitals, and us being a new nonprofit, they were like, nah, like, we're good. And it just so happens, you talk about God, right? So, I'm praying, and then I go to a health fair with Inova, put on this cancer screening and health fair. And that's one of the initiatives that we're planning to get after here in the fall for the Southern Maryland area, where there's not any cancer screening facilities down there. And so I was like, let me go and learn more about it. I prayed about it. So I go down there and I just start talking to people. And I was like, yeah, I had this idea. I'm talking to staff. And it just so happens I talked to one of the directors down there. And they're like, oh, that's a good idea. We would want that. And I was like, oh, who are you? And then she's like, no, I'm one of the directors. Like, take this email address, send this email, and then it just started from there. So Inova came on really fast, and they were like, whatever you need to put this together.
Inova is huge.
Yeah, it was great. And so it's been a great relationship. Then I reached out to the university.
Perseverance, man.
You just got to keep fighting.
Key word.
Because that's what God wants.
That's the topic, man. That's the key word, perseverance. We talked about it throughout it without having saying the word, but to go through that and just to keep going through it until you knock that door down. That's the key word we gotta have. Perseverance. That's the other meaning of push a P.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So like, man, I just love this conversations. I love what y'all doing, man, because it's much appreciated. It's much, it's just needed. It's needed. And fuck the powers that be. You know what I'm saying? Love going outshine all.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Love going outshine all.
Love always gonna conquer evil, bro.
You hear me? Out of all the
Always.
pushback, they still do got the fact that it's still a trend to see people helping people natural, healthy way. Just trying to get, the stay away from the big pharmaceutical to treat our diseases and what we need naturally from what the Lord supplied it for us. It's just wonderful, man. It's just a wonderful
From
thing,
the earth.
and I appreciate it. Yeah,
From the earth, yeah.
I just appreciate it. because it's much needed. Because it helped save my life, bro. My sugar was like what? Well, it was like 400, bro. They said I was supposed to be in a coma.
Wow.
And I was just walking around.
Mm-hmm.
Got it down to like 197. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
That's the glory of God.
And where's your weight now?
what? I said it.
You was 350.
350.
At one point.
285.
Almost 100 pounds down.
Hey, bro, I feel lighter, bro. Like,
See,
I feel lighter. Like, bro, like, I was like this senior year.
Yeah.
That's the weight. That was like how many years ago? It was like 14 years ago.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, dang, like, there's certain things that I can fit better now. There's certain things that I bought that couldn't fit me, and I told myself I'm going to keep it because eventually I'm going to fit it.
Right.
I can fit a joint and all that, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's needed, bro. It's needed. And I know it's going to be hard. We got to persevere through that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you going to get some hating. Get some hating.
Oh, of course.
You get some people that are trying to downplay what you talk about, but you gotta keep doing that. You gotta keep doing it.
It's always gonna be a hater around the corner.
Always.
It's
Don't matter.
always gonna be somebody talking around the corner.
Hater.
It's always, bro.
You doing something wrong, you don't got no haters. Jesus had haters.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Had haters.
That's a fact.
You
Yeah.
doing something prosperous, you gonna have some haters. You ain't doing nothing wrong.
Want them? Go ahead and come on.
Mm-hmm.
We just enjoy it. Go ahead and come on. Because the more you hate, the more popular we're going to be. That's
That
okay.
hater rate, that's the fuel. Hater rate.
Because the hate in the society brings more clout for some reason. The more you hate, the more clout you're going to get. Come on and hate the society. Hate us.
That's a
the
fact.
more you hate our organization,
Yeah,
the popular we're going to be.
Yeah, because you make more.
It's gonna bring some people like,
Yeah.
okay, why are you hating on this? Let me see you. What's going on over here? Oh, it's actually great. You a hater, hating on something. Thank you for hating, because I wouldn't have saw your video if you wasn't hating. And now I went to go see what they got going on, and I can now, you know.
That's part of what I was saying last show in terms of when people are insecure for themselves, and they're not happy with what they have going on.
The dog felt that.
And
The dog.
Leave Cairo alone.
Vito.
We hear you.
Nah,
up, my boy?
but when someone's insecure for themselves and they not happy and they like, man, like I'm not happy with where I'm at right now, right? And then they subconsciously or even consciously just want to just throw fire on what you got going on.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a lot of people walking around out here not happy. And a big reason as to why that is because they have no spiritual direction
100%.
at all. Right? They just doing whatever they want to do.
Themselves. The whole purpose is you love yourself so you can love what you do when you bring into the world. Shoot, I love me from the rooter to the tutor, so you can't tell me I ain't the greatest thing since sliced bread.
I know that's right.
So it don't matter to me. And I tell people, you know the old saying, what you eat don't make me shit. So you can hate me all you like.
That's southern. That's
Okay,
down.
I'm from
south.
Texas. Don't do me.
No. My family from Union, South Carolina. That's why I recognized it. It was familiar. That's why I recognized it, because it was familiar.
You know, you like it, I love it. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day is our organization is going to bring light. So if you don't like us, you don't agree with what we have going on, that's cool. But we know we're making a good pathway into, you know, what's to come. We're going to forage, you know, new people to think, oh, let me help them or open new ideas, because what we have going on right now may be what we have going on, but what you bring to the table is what you bring to the table. If you can't bring nothing to the table that's going to offer, you know, a plus into our world, I'm going to keep your 2 cents to yourself, because I don't need it. No, thank you. Thank you, but no, thank you.
Yeah.
If it ain't positive, because I'm all about positivity.
Yeah.
Because what has negativity really given us? Nothing.
Some bullshit.
Right. Positivity brings light, brings
A whole
new
bunch
open
of
doors.
bullshit.
So it's no point. But you know, hate all you like.
Negativity kill you faster.
It really do.
That's a fact, boy.
And it age you faster.
It really
Man,
do.
when I was like spazzing a lot, when I was like going through when I was working at
This hell.
when I was working at Red Robin, and just like a lot of stress, you know what I'm saying? And you was just, you felt that. Your body feels that. When you spaz real bad, bro, the adrenaline dump and the way your body feels, it's not a great feeling, bro.
It's not.
It's a cortisol.
It's not.
And it goes back to that spiritual piece, right? Perfect peace. You find that perfect peace when you get into the habit of praying and you reconnect with the kingdom of God, and it affects you so much that, I mean, even being almost 17 years deep as an officer, single dad, I walk around, I'm happy right now with everything in life. Good, bad, whether I'm standing in the valley or standing on top of a mountain, right? I feel this peace inside of me.
Exactly.
And I'm able just to give my all. Like a lot of people, you build up these emotional walls, these emotional barriers based on your own experiences. But God tells you to open your heart to people. And that's how,
And you got to understand it and realize it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, I don't care who you are. I don't care what religion you in or none of that. There's been times in your life where you just had favor. Whereas rather you got out of near accident, you know what I'm saying? You found something that you really need that you lost and you unexpectedly found it. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's favor from the Lord, from prayer warriors in your family. There's been times and nights when I was doing some stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't go down like I was supposed to went down. You know what I'm saying? Not to have too many details in it. You hear me? But to walk out of that's favor.
Yes.
That's favor from the Lord, from prayer. That's favor. When sometimes your inner thoughts, that's the Lord, man, in your own voice. Because you're going to listen to what was something that relates to you. And you're going to relate to your own voice. That's why you won't hear, when God speaks to you, you won't hear like, my son. You hear you. Because you're going to relate to it. Your consciousness sometimes, that's the Lord. Certain things that, hey, I'm just not going to do that. And then something happened. You were like, well, if I would have went there, that would have happened.
Right.
That's not an accident.
Yeah.
Coincidence no. It's the Lord's will. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And just people just think that, it's luck.
It's not. Yeah. It's not.
No. It's favor.
Yes.
It's favor. You know what I'm saying? We got to recognize that. People don't recognize it. People don't recognize it. It's hard to recognize something that you can't relate to or is foreign. It's hard. It's hard. To go back to me and my brother, my little brother that we had on the show, D-Love. He didn't really grow up on, from his words, true love. And he said he learned that and found that in me. He met me. And I'm like, well, a lot of people can't do that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't able to recognize, I wasn't able to be a blessing in his life like he was a blessing into my life. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. There's just certain people they can't relate to it. They don't know what it is. And they just strict it up a luck and coincidences and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than that.
Well, and
it's deeper than that, bro.
And also there's a lot of people out there who say they are a Christian, but they don't know what a Christian is.
Yeah. Completely agree.
Certain value. So every person you meet is for a reason, a season, or a lesson. So, example, I met Romeo when I was 18.
Reason, a season, and you say it again. Say that again. Say that one more time. I want you to say it with your chest.
You meet people in your life that come in your life for a reason, a season, or to teach you a lesson.
Woo!
Okay? So,
woo!
I met Romeo when I was 18. We've been friends ever since.
I know that's right.
I'm 35 now, so we've been friends for a long ass time.
Yeah. We can be friends, goddamn. We can be friends. We can be friends. Look at that.
He get on my last nerves, but
I know
he, you know.
My My friends is girls nerds too. You know.
No, you
But
know
see, he brought when he brought this nonprofit to my attention, it was like it was meant to be because I had just transitioned into psychology, and he kind of brought this to my attention, and I'm still going through that with my brother who has cancer. So it was like, okay, it was meant to be. It was something that gave me outlet to kind of bring awareness to something that I had been personally going through in my world. So it was great. I wanted to give my expertise in psychology, and he was giving me more insight as far as what his intentions were as far as coming out to the community, what we're going to bring to the community. And that was great for me because, like I said, everyone comes in your life for a reason. Although we had not been speaking for a while, we once we get back into the swing of our friendship, it's like we never missed a beat. So I think people need to understand that when people come into your world, it's for a reason. And it's to teach you something, to bring something into your enlightenment. And so God may have told me that I needed him back into my life to show me a new path. And that's exactly where I'm going.
See,
We all need that.
First of all, the people that I've come across that are no longer an active part of my life or in my life, I don't have any hate towards those people.
No. Maybe one.
I don't even have any.
Maybe one. I'm sorry.
Not even that one you thinking about.
Oh, I'm talking about personally myself.
Though.
Oh.
You ever think about the lesson they taught you on why they're no longer in your world?
That's a fact.
You grow out of people. You grow out of people. You grow into different environments. And sometimes when you grow, people don't come with you. And you learn that they were hating on you the whole time because they did not want your growth to come about.
That's a fact. But and also the reason why I don't have any.
We need an organ in here.
The reason why I don't have any hate or disdain
What's up, my boy?
for those people is because I forgave myself.
Yeah, you got to.
Yes.
You got to.
Right? Because a lot of people, when things go wrong, they want closure. I don't need any closure from you.
I had to learn.
I don't need any
closure all the time.
Because my closure is me forgiving myself for dealing with you.
Closure is better than closure that anyone else can give to you, because at the end of the day, the only opinion you really care about is the opinion you have of yourself, right? So how you feel about yourself, how you view yourself, that's most important.
That's a fact.
And
It
so
can help, though. I'm not going to lie, it can help, though.
it can only help if you require it.
Yes.
It provides clarity.
Right. So
That's what it did.
if when you're talking to yourself, and I believe this, I 360 situations. I talk to myself all day. When Michelle and I get to our own conclusions, you may be SOL at the end of that. Okay.
How do you talk to yourself?
So it's don't do me. don't do me now. So I talk to myself.
I gotta ask.
I talk to myself in the sense of, am I tripping though? Depending on the situation, am I tripping? Was I upset for no reason? Could I have handled the situation better? Right? Could I have handled it more mature, or should I have showed my ass for real? You know what I mean? So it all depends on what you come with. And if you talk to yourself and you 360 situation, it's always best to do that rather than having immediate action. Because sometimes those immediate actions you will have regret on, because you'll be like, dang, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that. I meant what I said. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah. When I say something, I mean what I say, and I'm not going to take that back. And if I apologize to you, it's how my delivery was, not what I said, because I meant that with my chest, okay? So, Romeo, have I always been like that? I've always been like that.
I felt that. But, like, you need them people, though. All three that you said, the people that teach you lessons, the people were there for a reason and for a season. For the season, they whatever stage you in. You know what I'm saying? They either extend the fun of it, or extend it so much you end up learning a lesson from it. You know what I'm saying? And then people you learn lessons from, it's a wise person said, learn from other people's mistakes, not your own. You can have somebody just around you and all that, and they just did some bull jive.
Yeah.
That you was probably thinking about, or probably about to head into a situation that you might have to deal with that.
Right.
And you seen that, you was like, oh,
right.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna go down that path. I'm good, brother. Thank you for that. Thank you for fucking up in front of me, so I can see that. So I don't gotta go through that. You know what I'm saying? That people for a reason, they're there for a reason. Sometimes it don't have to be a good reason either. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they a snake.
Go back. You know what I'm saying? Go back to my ex. I'm so glad I went through that, bro. I'm so glad I went through that. Because now, as me growing to my age, I don't have to make that same mistake no more. If I wouldn't have made that mistake, bro, and still had, that in me, and had to go through it at 30, instead of that I went through it at 26, that would have hit more harder than it did back then. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I got that out the way. I got that bullshit out the way. That mentality, ignoring red flags and shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm 30. I said, no, I see the bullshit. I'm going this way.
Yeah.
Not fucking with it.
And I think that goes back to the reflection and lessons learned and mentorship, right?
Yes, sir.
So when you sit back and you reflect on those hard situations, those difficult situations, or the people that have come in and out of your life, and there's lessons learned. And then in turn, you take those lessons learned and you pass that on. So that 20-year-old that you come across that looks up to you, you can give them that information and not have them make that same mistake because you don't know what path it's going to take them on.
Right.
So,
because they may make that same mistake and may not fare as well as you
did.
Exactly.
Right.
That
might be the end of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Sometimes you don't survive when the shit hit the fan.
Right.
So I be telling them, little youngest when they be doing foolishness out of the street, yo, for me, I'm glad that I just got my ass whipped. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't when the shit hit the fan, I just got an ass whooping. Some people don't survive. Some people in the jail for the rest of their life or for a long period of their life. Right. You know what I'm saying? You can't roll the dice like that, Slim. Right. You can't. Right. Because you don't know if it's gonna go down that way. Right. That all it took me an ass whooping and I was done. When you got 10 plus people on you, because you did some bull jive that one amen, that make you think about things. Like, Lord, if I get out of this, I'm telling you, shit gonna be different.
It's gonna be different.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you can't keep going through all this. When you give out, whatever you bring out to the world, it's gonna come back to you. It's going to come back to you.
That's your testimony.
It's going to come back to you.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I went through that young, bro. Certain things that I went through young. So now I got that game where I don't got to go through that as a younger. We seen people older than us going through the same thing, man.
And you know what's crazy? We still young.
Yeah. I'm talking about like super young though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 30, you're a young grown ass man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You still a grown ass man, but you young though. But you're a grown ass man though. It's just certain things. It says certain things you got to be at your life when you're 30, even though we still young, comparatively. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just certain things you just can't be doing no more. That we seen grandpas still going through it. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
Come on, man.
I want people that are listening into, because I want to go back to when you mentioned that people are here for a reason in your life. I want people to think about the folks surrounding them right now in their life.
And what do they bring to it?
What value do they bring to your life? Because there are people who are in your life who are stuck with you for life. Like, stuck. Right?
What you mean by that? What you mean by that?
Huh? Should they be stuck with you is the question.
Yes. And what I mean by that is, so, for example, him right here, across from me, he's stuck with me for life.
Because he brings value to your world.
Right.
Okay, a positive value.
Right. So basically, what I mean by that is, you need another village. Well, he's basically family, right? But you need another village outside of your family, in terms of that's gonna hold you accountable, keep you together, keep you going, keep you on the straight and narrow, because there's gonna be many a days where I'm gonna have to lean on that. Right. And so no matter how much I may try to push him away, right? If I get so far gone in my head to where I'm down and out, right? He's still gonna be there, right? He's still gonna be there, and the people that surround me are still gonna be there because they're meant to be there.
Because they see value within you.
Exactly.
So it goes both ways. When you have value within yourself and the people around you, they're always going to come around. Whether you need a moment to yourself and you need to retreat, they're not going to take that as a personal dig. They're going to be like, all right, I'm going to check on you, but I'm gonna let you have your peace.
Right. Exactly.
If they take that personally, it's because they did something dirty about you and then they thought you found out about it. That's how I see that. If I step away from you and it's not because of you, it's onto me and my own personal stuff, but you take that personal, it's because you doing me dirty in the background and you think that I found out. That's what that is. That's your own self-preservation kicking your ass because now you feel guilty.
Right. No, that's a good point, Michelle, because there are times where you might have to separate temporarily from that person.
That's a fact. And you got not to care about titles, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a couple aunties that I'm not fucking with. It's an uncle that I'm not fucking with. No, real talk. And they know it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, bro, like I gotta love you from a distance, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's some brothers that I don't fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
bro, I love you, bro. I love you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't do it. I can't do it. When you put me in certain predicaments, when you put me in a predicament, I'm just gonna be honest. And I said it on the show, and I'm gonna be honest again. I don't give a fuck. This is my truth. You know what I'm saying? When you put me in a predicament where, bro, you. Not to poo-poo on my brother, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I still love him to death. But, like, to be a godfather, to be appointed to a godfather, and I'm in your kid life and you're not, that's crazy. And he like, bro, you still my brother, bro. I can't do it.
Right.
Can't do it. Auntie, I love you. You want some bullshit. Uncle, I love you. Some bullshit. I can't. You got to ignore titles. You got to understand the actions. The actions. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, growing up is, family is family. Oh, that's just family. Oh, that's just family. No, that's a relative right now. We just related right now because she on some bull jive. He on some bull jive.
That's a fact. Yeah.
That's what I'm getting that tattoo culture. Blood makes you related. Loyalty make you family. I'm getting that on the chest.
That's a fact.
It all comes down to boundaries, though.
That's a fact.
Boundaries. So I might get my little psych degree here. So boundaries are very important. Boundaries. They're healthy boundaries. That means that what you will accept, what you won't accept, what you will allow, won't allow, right? So it all goes down to that, right? So if I bring chaos and toxicity into your world, I'm crossing major boundaries, right? Because you should have boundaries as far as that's concerned. If I know that you're going through things and, I like to bring a little drama to your world and that's just us. But to you equate my drama and my toxicity to love. That means you have your own inner demons that we now need to fix because that does not equal to love. That does not equal to acceptance.
Girl, we need an organ. That's what I'm going through, man.
You bring chaos. Listen, you bring.
You bringing a whole bunch of bull jobs. You mad? I don't want to be behind bull jobs.
You bring chaos into my life. I'm doing any and everything to not be around you.
Ain't nobody want no.
It should be that way, but most people, because they have trauma from their childhood, they're like, well, I'm used to that. I'm accustomed to that drama, that negativity that I'm drawn to it. Right. She loved me because she do me this dirty. Oh, she loved me because she burnt my car down. She loved me because she ripped up all my Jordans. She loved me.
And another thing that people do, that pisses me off is the fact that, and it kind of correlate. It kind of correlate to what people saying about the Kendrick and Drake. Why Kendrick going at him because he put him on his tour? Why the fuck do I have to just wash away whatever foolishness somebody did to me, or I don't like what they're doing because they doing something wrong because they did something for me? Why? Mm-hmm. Why? So I'm just supposed to ignore all the bullshit because you helped me pay rent 1 month and I paid you back, but you did that for me, so I can take whatever bullshit that you got.
Right.
All the bull jobs that you got, I got to take because you did a couple things for me. Why? Why?
They want you to accept bad behavior. I do not accept bad behavior.
You must not do this for you and no. So why you treat me like that if you love me to do that? Why you treat me like that?
Because they want you to reward their bad behavior. I don't reward bad behavior. Don't do that. Don't reward their bad behavior.
You know, what's funny about that is like the military lifestyle, right? When you're moving across the world and you're moving all these different places, you meet people, they become your family, right?
Absolutely.
So it makes it like easier to transition to, all right, my auntie's doing me wrong over here. I'm not worried about it because I know I got my good friends over here that'll
That's
always
a
look
fact.
out for me.
That's a fact.
And so for the military members, it's like it's easy to move that way
That's a fact.
because we're so accustomed to moving around.
That's a fact.
And friends become family.
Yeah,
That's-
y'all always
that's
got
a
to
fact.
compartmentalize in the military.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's very
Yeah.
very true. It's not always
You gotta
healthy.
You gotta separate.
Yeah, no,
that shit.
no, absolutely.
You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
like I said, there's things that I've experienced that I cannot talk to you about,
Yeah.
right? Because it's just like it's a matter of national security. Like
Yeah.
I can't, right?
Yeah.
You know, but going back to the relationship piece, you know, rewarding. See, people sometimes don't understand that there's a cause and effect for everything, right?
That's a fact, bro.
Right.
And as a big dude, I know that for a
Because
fact.
if you're supposed to be my person, right, and you're bringing chaos into my life, right? Because, and I said this last show, because you're lacking in something, you're insecure about something,
That's a fact.
right? And here I come, I'm trying to show you a different way as to how a man is, right? And you're not used to that, right? Because you're used to all this other stuff. Well, don't flip the narrative and make it seem like I'm off base. Nah, you off base because you feel like you don't measure up to what I'm bringing to the table, to what I am. And that, and that goes back to trauma. If we are not dealing with our trauma accordingly, like anything else, it's going to fester and it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse.
It's going to present in your work relationship. It's going to present in your romantic relationships. It's going to present in every part of your life. And when you realize, oh, why does everyone think I'm the bad person? Why am I always the bad guy? It's because you are the bad guy. Because if you're in every
You are the
situation,
villain.
yeah, because if you think about it, when you're in the situation and you're constantly in the same situation over and over again, the same common denominator is you. You are the common denominator, so that means you are that negative trait. So until you start to love yourself and know your worth and know what your requirements are, you're going to continue to drag people through your mud because you don't know how to get to your green light. So if you can't get there, you're going to continue to bring bullshit to everybody.
And connecting that back to the nonprofit,
Right.
that's a part of why
Exactly.
the mentorship is so important.
Exactly.
Gotta come together.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because you need that, right? You go through that trauma, it leaves you with so many questions about who you are. It creates a void in your life, and you fill it with whatever, right? So sometimes bad attention is good attention in your eyes because you're just looking for some type of attention, right? You just lost somebody close to you.
That's a fact.
And so as you move throughout life without any guidance, without any mentorship,
That's the key word.
it's going to continue to
Right.
happen. Every situation you find yourself in will be very similar because you're missing that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And that's why we need, this is a cancer support nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be a violence support nonprofit, because you have trauma from kids witnessing their friends get gunned down, right?
Right
And
in
they
front
never-
of them.
That shit
right
is
in front
terrible,
of them,
bro.
and they never deal with it, right? So every situation you go into, you're thinking that a sudden loss is going to happen. So
Shit's bad, bro.
I don't need to put myself into everybody because they're going to leave anyway, right? And dealing with my mom's cancer, those are some of the thoughts that I had.
Yeah.
Is that you get really close to somebody and then boom,
Yeah.
they're gone, right? And then what do you do?
And then it make you feel like you don't want to be cool with that person like that.
Exactly.
And gain
right?
any new
Sure, it
relationships
make you-
'cause you don't want them to go.
It make you feel unwanted.
It's crazy.
It make
bro.
you feel like something wrong with you. Like,
Yeah.
like dang, like I developed this bond with this person. Now they
Yeah,
gone.
now
Like,
they gone,
what,
bro.
what I do wrong,
Yeah.
Man.
Yep.
right? And the psychology behind that is
Especially them getting killed, bro. Especially like if they like your little bro. Like I talked about my little bro Kai. You know what I'm saying? And I was in the position he was in. He had to be out there in the street like that. You know what I'm saying? And the position he was in, and to see him, and I was trying to, I tried, bro. I tried to like stir him the right way. You know what I'm saying? But it was just, it was certain things that he was going through, and I was just like, I understand him, but like, damn, and then he ended up getting shot and passing away, and then it's not like he passed away like immediately, like he was a vegetable for a long time too. So to see him going, I'm just like,
It's an impact.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what did I do? You know what I'm saying? And to bring it up, like I said again, that's why sometimes you got to listen to the message, not the messenger. My nephew said one of the most profound things to me was, he found out when I found out, because I was on the phone in front of him. He was like, I just want you to know. He was like, what, like 9 at the time, something like that, 9, 8. He was like, that wasn't your fault. You did everything you were supposed to do at that time. You know what I'm saying? That was out of your control. And I needed to hear that, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was a little bro, Slim. You know what I'm saying? Like, outside my dad, that's the hardest stuff I had to deal with, including with other blood family. That hurt me hard, bro. Because I seen it coming. I seen it coming, brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You was trying to prevent it.
I seen it coming.
Yeah.
Mentorship have helped you, though. You see what I'm saying? So if y'all realize this, my doctor and I have kind of got some scenarios going. Maryland has had the highest level of black suicides.
Wow.
It has risen past the whites. And we try to figure out why. Why our black population have more suicide attempts, even completions, than the white counterparts, right? And most of them is because of loss of a parent due to cancer. Some of it's loss because of the black on black violence in Maryland.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to handle that. And some of it's because of this unfortunate drug population that's going on here as well. So
Yeah.
And to think about it, bro, we
The
know
increase-
multiple people who committed suicide, bro.
and
We
it's,
know multiple people, bro.
think about it. We never thought that black people would be the highest to be committing suicide. It's usually the counterparts,
Yeah,
right?
It was always that joke. It was
Right?
always that
That's a white
inside
people
joke
thing.
that black people kill themselves.
Right?
Yeah. But no, it's just because our feelings have been more.
We hold
More.
everything in. We
we
hold everything in, and we what we do is we put it in a box and put it away. Put it in a box and put it away,
That's
and
how
don't think about it, right?
Yeah, our parents' generation, they just brush off. Oh, it be all right.
Shake
They
it off.
just brush off. They shake it off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of things are not. There's a lot of things that I feel like that everybody in the family should know about a certain, like my certain trauma that everybody don't know. And I'm like, how?
That one relative that
How?
nobody speaks on that does bad things.
And it happened in your house. Like, I'm trying to figure out how. You know what I'm saying? They just to shake it off. Because back then, you know, especially, you know, the older generations, you know, before that, they had to shake it off because nobody did care.
Right.
You had to just shake it off.
Yeah, because
That's
of the
still some
times.
of
Yeah,
from-
Jim Crow,
from-
slavery.
yeah,
Yeah.
Survival
slavery and
mode.
all that. You
Yeah,
had to do
survival
that.
mode.
Yeah.
And they carry that on. And I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, we need to stop that. We need to talk about this, bro.
And that's why we have to come together and be those mentors to our younger youth and let them know that it's okay that your mom is going through this cancer or your little brother's going through this cancer treatment, or eventually get to the point where we can have a subsidiary of our nonprofit and be like, okay, now we want to mentor individual for our community and be like, okay, it's okay that you went through X, Y, and Z, but it's not okay that your actions are bringing you to where you're at.
Facts.
Yeah, I think also too, why this is just my opinion, why the rate maybe as high as it is because we don't want to make use of the resources we have. I'm not going to say that we're unable to find it or we don't know where to find it. We have smartphones.
Therapy is what the problem is.
It-
Is that,
that too,
I don't want to talk to this person.
Right,
I don't
right,
want to let
right.
them know my secrets,
Right.
but they can't tell nobody. If you understand the thing is, when you have a therapist, they are legally bound to keep your secrets unless you're threatening to kill somebody.
But then
That's a fact. And in the DMV growing up, and I realized this, we got a big lame culture. Like there's a lot of things that it's considered to be lame on this side. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like that contributed as well.
yeah, I think
We
mine
got a
too.
big lame culture.
And I
Like,
think
that lame as hell, boy. Like, what you know? You know what I'm saying?
it's just about opening yourself up, right?
Yeah.
You got to be vulnerable. In order to make change, you got to be vulnerable because it's your testimony. It's the things that you experience.
It's your story.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you open up like that, you either lame or gay. That's crazy. That's crazy.
You have to have
I like
empathy
men
for what
'cause
people
I'm
go
opening up,
through.
I'm hurting, but
Right.
Right,
what the
right.
hell?
Right.
I'm a human being.
Right.
I ain't thinking about no penis, bro.
Right.
I'm thinking about my pain in my heart. What you talking about?
Right.
What you talking about?
It's because it's a taboo to have for black men to show that level of vulnerability, right? So a girl be like, "Oh, you're not a man enough because you cried to me." First of all, honey,
Nah,
if
that's
he's not
crazy.
crying to you, that's a problem. Okay, that means he got some issues, and when he come upside your head, then you gonna be like, "He loved me." What?
I'll be the first one to put it out there. Like when I had my moment in Alabama,
Yeah.
and I felt that like all those years of just everything from my mom, the different experiences. After reflecting on my classmate's story, like I cried,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Yes, sir.
Too. It was a good release.
It was. I mean, it just it put me on a different path that I'm on right now.
I had a moment like that in the same state.
It was Alabama,
It's
bring y'all to
Alabama.
tears.
When I went to school in Tuskegee, man, I think I had it rough and all that, bro. And I heard some of the people's stories, their childhood stories, and I was just like, I was like, dude, I thought I went through it like shit, bro. Are you okay, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think, like, for real, you really think you going through it worse, and man, somebody going through it way worse than you.
And they just keeping it bottled up.
Yeah, man, and the fight through and persevere again, perseverance. Persevere again through that, man. And
But
you're like, man, if he can do it, I can do it. Lord have mercy.
But see,
some of the stories.
the easy thing to do in our society is play victim.
Yes, sir.
Everyone, see, we understand we've been victimized as a community throughout our history. Completely understand, right? We also victimize ourselves,
That's a fact.
Yep.
That's a fact.
like amongst each other, right? And we don't even really understand why. We don't understand why.
Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's not that we don't understand why, is that we're not accepting why we're doing it. Because if we accept why we do it, then we have to actually come to the forefront and be like, oh, I'm a fucked up person, or I want to put blame on why I do what I do versus taking accountability. It's accountability no one wants to take. No one wants to accept accountability or responsibility for their actions. It's because
This is hard.
slavery did this to me. It's because my mama went through this
Exactly.
when she was younger, or vice versa.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong, I didn't have a great childhood, but I would never use my childhood as a reason or as a crutch on why I do stupid stuff. It's my motive or my energy or my push to make me be better every day, because I don't want to go back to where I was when I was younger.
You gotta
Trauma
get
is-
to that point though.
Go ahead.
You gotta get to that point in life where you're able to take that accountability. Some people get there faster than others. It's all it's all right there in your mind.
Mindset.
Yeah, what she talking about, all that is dirt. When your clothes get dirty, you don't let it sit there.
Exactly.
When you get
That's a-
stains on your clothes and all that,
that's a
you
fact.
don't let it sit there.
That's a fact.
When you see a big old puddle of mud, you don't just walk through it.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You make sure you avoid that to stay clean. You make sure you put the clothes in the wash to get that stain off. We gotta clean ourselves.
Likes to wallow in
Self-care.
self-pity. That's our community, likes to wallow in self-pity and that woe is me aspect. And it's unfortunate, because why are we the only race that don't work together? The Indians work together and make that money.
White people.
The Asians work together and make that money. The white
Hispanics.
people do
White
it.
people-
Hispanics, like, they live in one house and got 7 million jobs. And they probably have over $1 million in equity in that house alone with
And
the
they
with the people in there.
wasted thousands of dollars
And
for
here we
murders.
are,
No, real talk. Like you
crawling over each other to get to the top.
Oh, my bad. I'm talking over you.
Oh, it's okay, sugar.
Not sugar. You from Texas for real?
I mean, we just be crawling over each other just to
Yeah.
get to the top and to push people down instead of pulling up your fellow black person. I can't say black man, because women do the same thing too, because God forbid you look better than the next. It's not, hey, let me show you how I got to this healthy way of life. It's, you think you better than me, you got your body done. No, honey, I work out.
Think of it like this.
Oh my God.
How is it that, now I'm speaking on our people, how is it that we have the eighth most
Come on now. Talk about it.
buying power
Yep,
Talk about it.
we have the value.
in the world?
Talk about it.
in the world,
Talk about it.
and we still broke.
Talk about it, bro. Because we spend it on bullshit.
Because we spend our money in everyone else's backyard than our own.
Thank you. What? Thank you. And I'm telling you.
Because
we don't got no unity. If you think about it, look at white people. When I was trying to say, they really unified for murderers. We can't be unified for great people, which is crazy. They are unified. Man, they raised all that money for Rittenhouse, or the officer that killed George Floyd, George Zimmerman. They raised all that money and all that. They came together for awful people, not great people, awful people. We don't give a fuck. You white, nah, we got it. We can't even do that for great people in our community, bro.
I think it's because we have the foundation. Because as we see, our community has done it before. We've had numerous little towns of success. Although they were taken from us, we have the ability to do it. It's because the hindrance of, if we do it again, they're going to take it again. But at this point, the white people are the minority. We are overpopulated now, but we still can't come together and take our money where it needs to go because we're so quick to push people down. So 9 times out of 10, so our nonprofit will most likely get a lot of pull and push from the other communities, the whites, the Jewish, all that stuff, because they see value in our nonprofit. But our black counterparts are going to be like, well, why are you doing that? What's the purpose of you doing that? It's unfortunate, and we're going to have to get past it. We're going to have to get past it at some point.
You know what's
it happens.
What's really sad. What's really sad is we have people that watch our show that went to school with us that don't even engage with the content.
No, they sneak liking like I've been talking about. What I talked about earlier in the show when we started the show. That sneak liking, brother, man. Y'all, it don't make no sense to me. People come to us like, I enjoy y'all show. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I like the post you just made and all that,
Oh, man, my phone.
Hey, brother, man, when you tell people that, you know what I'm saying, you know I can see who liked the post. You didn't like it. How? I understand why you sneak like it. Show a brother some love. I'm not even saying broadcast it to the world. I mean, even though I would love you to do that, I can't just get a pop-up. Like, that is crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
A double tap? Like, why am I sneaking like it? Man, what just happened?
His phone died.
My phone died.
Got all these charges. And your phone died.
Bro, the conversation is on point.
I understand that, but Jesus, why you ain't put it up? How you got 3 fold lamb chargers?
He getting distracted. He get distracted.
Died, bro.
My bad.
You good, brother. It's all good, but you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy to think about.
Go and tell him, rule 101, have your phone charged.
Nah, it was charged.
I was on 98 cent. When I put my charger on, I made sure it was on because people needed to see that. Need to feel it. This is a great conversation we having. We missing the organ. We missing
the organ.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Thank you for that. You know what I'm saying?
What we really want y'all to do is do that. Was it Show Me the Money? What movie was that?
Jerry Maguire.
Thank you. Show Me the Money for Linda's org. Thank you. LindasWay.org. Thank you. Thank you. Show Me the Money for LindasWay.org. Thank you.
Make sure you get the description. I mean the link and all that, so we put in the description for that and for the for Showtime Battle League. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do that. Man, I'm glad to have y'all on the show. It was just been a wonderful conversation throughout. Man, just need to persevere through the bullshit. That's what we need to do, bro. No matter what you're going through, and keep God first. Whoever you pray to, you know what I'm saying, higher power first. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy to be able to have these conversations.
Well, our mission is to make a mark, you know. Yeah. It's our mission is to make a mark on the world as best we can. Whether it's a little mark, a big mark. Of course, we want a big mark, but baby steps.
Baby steps.
I'm patient enough. Are you?
Crawl before you walk.
Dang, I can't believe that happened.
Walk before you run. It's your fault.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
It's all good.
You gonna take that L today?
Yeah, like I
That's-
took
hey,
that L from
listen,
last
hey, see, you know what? And that's the thing about being a man.
Oh no. Bring this up again. All right, go
You
ahead.
know,
What do you think?
I don't mind taking L's,
Yeah.
right? Because to me, that's a way to learn, right? Right. I mean, what you may think is a loss, for me, it may not technically be a loss for me.
Lesson.
It's a lesson, and I learned. Those are my L's. Anything that's not worth having in this life, for me, it's not a loss. It's a lesson. So that's how I look at an L. When people's like, "Oh man, like you don't wish you and such got back together?" Nope.
Hell no.
Nope.
No. What? Get
No.
that in the past.
Nope.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this has been great. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I appreciate you for coming out, Romeo. I appreciate you for
Michelle.
Michelle. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
This
you're
is
welcome.
a conversation that we need to have, networking. What I want you to do is send the link. Tell you about the link of your ads. What was it called again? Linda what?
Lindasway.org. Lindasway.org.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And your ads and your nonprofit, all that there. Say it again so the people can know.
So it's www.lindasway.org. We got a lot of information on there. I also I write perspective, so I got one I'm working on right now, just about the loss. Hopefully, it's able to get a few people to open up and reach out, and we're just going to continue to do these community initiatives. So we got the toy drive going on right now. Through
Toy drive.
25th of July.
25th, 25.
And then we'll do celebration events at each hospital on the 30th and 31st
Yes, sir.
of July. And then we'll move into future plans, cancer screening events, quilt drive for those receiving chemotherapy treatments. We're also looking at a 5K in the future, speaker series, and just branching off and just doing a number of different things. Mentorship outside of just those people who parents have cancer or have passed away of cancer, but just mentorship overall. Gotta, just from being in the military, just got a whole network of people who are willing to help out. STEM, medical, whatever you can think of. So just open to any opportunities and just looking forward to growth and building in the future. So.
Any closing thoughts, Scoop?
That's great. I'm going to be talking to you about that after we get off the show.
That's all I know.
Oh, I'll be there.
I got you.
Yeah, I'll be there. I will be
I
there.
got to take off. I do it. One of my aunties is going through that now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to get your information, brother. And prayers to my auntie. I'm going to put her name out there because I don't know how she feel about it being broadcasted to, you know what I'm saying? So just to protect her privacy and all that.
Right.
Yeah, so, man, I'm just glad to have this conversation. Perseverance. We pushing P, perseverance.
Thank you so much.
No problem, brother. Thank you for coming on. Hey, plenty of podcasts is made, but nobody, and I mean nobody, laid down like Spade to Spades. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, all that there.
Yes, sir. Rome, thank you so much for coming on the show, bro. You're welcome anytime. Anytime you want to come back, upcoming projects you want us to be a part of, just let us know what we can do to help, and
the next time
we'll be there to support. Michelle,
Man.
thank you for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
I know
I appreciate your contributions.
Thank y'all for coming on the show. Truly, y'all welcome back anytime y'all want to come back. But that is all for today's show, y'all. Apologize for the live stream, y'all. My phone died. Anyway, we'll see y'all in 2-3 weeks. 2 weeks.
So we good? We good
Okay.
then.
We good. All right. So we'll see y'all after the 4th.
Yes, sir.
Y'all enjoy the weather. Stay hydrated. Be safe. And we out. Peace. Thank y'all.